my word, did you hear what just is happening? Like what just happened in December? No wonder everybody is feeling a little crazy.
What? What happened?
I'm talking about the 40,000 canceled contracts that December had.
Wow.
Crazy. Welcome back to Let's Chat with Jen and Angie. I'm Angie.
And I'm Jen.
And together we are Heart and Home Legacy Group with Edina Realty.
Yes, we are.
We've got big news in the United States. Redfin's latest data is showing that there were over 40,000 canceled purchases in the United States in December of 2025, which is the most compared to the next highest level was December of 2017. Does that mean things are crashing? Let's break that down a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it. If you're a buyer, a seller, or somebody who even follows the market, that number probably makes you feel uneasy. Ooh, my stomach. I know as a real estate agent, when we first heard that, Angie and I are like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, because we felt it. I mean, we had one of our buyers that backed out in the month of December.
Yeah. And we understood, and it made sense. And
Situation's different.
Right. And I think we felt alone in it. Like,
Yeah, until every
like,
time we talked to anybody else.
They were like, yeah, that happened to me, that happened to me. So,
and we want to break it down because we don't want to have any fear-based drama, because cancellations do not mean that the market is failing or falling or any of those things.
No, sometimes it just means reality showed up during an inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so first, this wasn't that 40,000 people woke up one day and said, I'm going to panic and cancel my purchase agreement.
No.
These contracts just didn't make it to closing. And let's break down why that is.
So it happens every year, just not always at this volume. It's important to say a canceled deal is not a failed buyer. It's often a protected buyer.
And it might be even decisions that might be outside of their realm. So let's break down the biggest reasons why buyers will walk away. First is going to be those interest rates. So reality check.
Yeah, buyer gets pre-approved. They feel comfortable. The rates bump up, maybe even 0.5%, and suddenly that monthly payment is a few $100s higher. That's enough to make someone say, hold on, that isn't the home that we can afford, or that's not the monthly payment that we were expecting. So now what?
And it's really important that you're having good communication with your loan officer, because your loan officer is going to lock in your rate.
Yeah.
And it's really important to coincide and have good communication with your real estate agent, your loan officer, so that you can get that interest rate locked so you don't have problems. Next, inspections are killing deals, and that's not bad. Inspections are a huge reason for cancellations right now. And in Minnesota, that is because of foundation issues, roof problems, sewer lines, and just mechanicals. And all those items are math problems. They're numbers. They're essentially going to cost somebody.
I mean, think about it. If a buyer discovers they have $20,000 worth of sewer repair, or an insurance company will not cover the roof that's insured, walking away from it sometimes is the smartest financial move they'll ever make. It's big money for our buyers.
It is. And it's also important as a seller that when we're sitting down, we have those hard conversations. We talk about the roof age. We talk about if you're on a septic system. We talk about we talk about all those big ticket items so that we can a knowledge of it, so that things like a cancellation doesn't come up, because then we can understand the problem. Next, insurance shock. So this one really does catch people off guard, and that is homeowners insurance has gotten through a lot of changes lately.
We are seeing policies being denied, premiums are doubling, coverage exclusions after buyers have already been under contract. Angie and I are very particular with our buyers that they get with their insurance company prior to a purchase agreement, because the premiums have changed dramatically, even on what they cover. So we really want them to have that understanding of that. And again, we are not insurance experts. We don't pretend to be one. And they need to understand what would be covered on that home if they do purchase it.
And we did recently do this specific topic about why it was getting denied. So make sure that you check that out so that you can be a little bit more educated on that topic. Next, appraisals and price reality. Some homes out there are overpricing, and they're pricing outside of the current market, and that can cause problems with those appraisals.
Well, even think about 2021 and back in the day when it was very, very, very much a seller's market.
Yeah, and it's really hard as a seller when you're sitting down with a real estate agent and they're showing you the current market, and it's considerably less than maybe a house even sold a year ago or 2 years ago. It's very different market. It's very different market from town to town, neighborhood to neighborhood to state. So just making sure that you're working with an educated, knowledgeable real estate agent and listen to them. They're not just make sure that you're understanding and listening with your real estate agent to make sure that you're set for success. All right. Next, buyer confidence and economic fatigue. Oh, let's be honest. People are just tired.
I know, because we have inflation, student loans restarting, job uncertainty. Buyers are just being more cautious.
Yes.
It isn't fear. It's just them understanding their personal situation, and they're not deviating from that. So if they can't afford the home, they're not buying the home. They're being very, very particular.
Yep. They know what they want, and that's what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So what does this mean for Minnesota buyers and sellers? Here's the Minnesota specific truth. We still have a strong demand, but buyers are no longer waiving everything and just hoping for the best. Just like we just said, they know what they want and they're willing to wait for it.
And sellers, the preparation matters more than ever. Pricing it right, understanding the insurance, fixing all known issues. Those homes are selling, and they're selling.
Yes, just make sure that you're understanding the market, that you're listening to your real estate agent, and that you're working hand in hand together to make sure that you're getting your household for the top dollar and without headaches.
Yeah.
So is this a bad sign for the market? In Minnesota, the short answer is no. The long answer is that this market is correcting itself towards sanity. We were living in crazy times there for a number of years, and now things are starting to balance out.
Cancellation means buyers are empowered again, and transactions that do close are healthier, they're more stable, and our buyers are less likely to regret it later.
Absolutely. So if you're a buyer who walked away in December, you did not fail. You just protected your future.
And if you're a seller wondering why buyers are hesitating, please take this. It's not personal. And as an agent, I have to tell myself that it's not personal. It's math, it's inspections, it's monthly payments. And Angie told me this many, many years ago when I was her client. The right home will be there for the right person, whether you're the buyer or the seller, but it's not personal.
Right. And as always, we hope that you found this to be super helpful. And just know that Jen and I are here to talk through strategy, not just talking about the headlines. We're here to educate you as our buyer and our seller to ensure that everything goes smoothly and everybody's happy at the end.
Yes.
That's our ultimate goal. Thanks so much for listening. And as always,
stay grounded, stay grateful, and keep building that legacy. Bye. And who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl.
Goodbye. She's going to watch the commercials.